Guys, so for science today, we're doing the science spin, messy eater. So we're going to talk about the kinkajou, which lives in the rainforest, and then we're going to first go over the vocabulary though that we're going to hear in the story, and then we're going to read the article about the kinkajou and how he spreads seeds everywhere, and then we will end with watching the video Seeds on the Go. On the vocabulary. Okay, our first vocab word is habitat. A habitat is the place where a plant or animal lives. The kinkajou lives in a warm and wet rainforest habitat. Devours. Eats something quickly and hungrily. So when we're really hungry, we devour our lunch. And our last word is keystone species, a type of animal or plant that many other living things in an ecosystem depend on. So we're going to see in our article that the kinkajou is a keystone species. So now we're going to get started on our article. Messy eater. This is a kinkajou. It lives in the rainforest. When it eats fruit, it makes a mess. That's good for the forest. This messy eater drops seeds. When you make a mess with your food, do people tell you to stop? No one stops the kinkajou. That's a good thing. Its messiness helps plants grow. Seeds need to travel. The kinkajou lives in the rainforest. The rainforest is a wet, warm habitat with an amazing variety of plants and animals. It has hundreds of kinds of fruit trees, and their fruit is full of seeds. Those seeds can grow into new trees, but they need to find a new place with plenty of room to grow. That's where the kinkajou's messy eating comes in handy. Snack attack. A kinkajou is sleeping in a hole in a tree. It wakes up. It has a snack attack. It wants fruit and lots of it. It jumps from branch to branch searching for fruit. When it finds a juicy fruit like a fig or a papaya, it's ready to eat. It travels to a branch of a nearby tree to enjoy its snack alone. Then it tears the fruit open and eats fast. The seeds fall on the ground. Here, the seeds have what they need to grow into new trees. Sometimes the kinkajou does something even messier. It eats upside down. It wraps its tail around a branch and hangs there as it devours a piece of fruit, dropping the seeds. It's worse than a messy baby in a high chair. So if you look, this is a picture of the kinkajou eating upside down. Seeds spread other ways. Of course, not all the seeds end up on the ground. The kinkajou swallows some. This helps the rainforest too. Imagine the kinkajou eats a fig from a fig tree. The fig and some of its seeds move through the kinkajou's body. By the time the kinkajou poops, it has traveled far from the fig tree. The seeds in its poop fall to the ground and sink in. Warm rains will water the seeds. A new fig tree can grow, far from the first fig tree. That's another way the kinkajou helps more rainforest trees grow. A big player. The kinkajou is very important to the rainforest. Scientists call it a keystone species. That means that many living creatures depend on it. Without the kinkajou's messy snack attack, the rainforest would have fewer trees. Thanks, kinkajou. Keep up your messy ways. So let's see the seeds here. Seeds in a sweet package. The kinkajou eats these fruits. Do you see the seeds? So we have a fig here, and the seeds are really little in the middle. We have the papaya, which are the black seeds are the seeds, and passion fruit, and they're right there in the middle too. So it says, think like a scientist. Fruit is sweet. How does it help its seeds get spread by animals? Hint, remember that animals, like many kids, enjoy sweet things. So if animals like sweet things, the sweeter the fruit, the more they're going to want to eat them. And the more they eat the fruit, the more the seeds will spread. Okay, so we're going to fill in the answers to show what we know. So first we're going to read the chart showing how other animals spread seeds. Then we're going to answer the questions. Now you can do this on your own, or you can do it with me. It's up to you. Read the chart showing how other animals spread seeds, then answer the questions. So here we see animals, the squirrel. It eats acorns, and it spreads the seed by berries and forgets about them. The elephant, the seed it spread is a banana, and it spreads it by pooping them out. Then we have a toucan, which spreads nutmeg, and it eats the fruit and drops the seeds. Okay, now if you're doing this with me, as I do it, I'm going to read the question, and then I'm going to look for the answer. As I say the answer, I want you saying the answer too, okay? So how does a squirrel spread acorn seeds? Does it bury them? Does it poop them out? Or does it drop them? Now remember, you could go back here, and you'll see squirrel, and it says buries and forgets them. So what's our answer? Buries them, poops them, or drops them? The answer is, it buries them. What animal poops out banana seeds? So is it a squirrel, elephant, or toucan? So we're going to go to our chart and look up banana. Then we're going to go to the left and see what animal this is. What animal is that? Is it a squirrel, elephant, or toucan? It is a elephant. What does a toucan do with the nutmeg seed after it eats the fruit? Okay, so let's see. Go to toucan. Go to the seed. It says it eats the fruit and drops the seed. So does it drop it, eat it, or bury it? It drops it. Very good. Which animal buries seeds? Squirrel, elephant, or toucan? So let's go to the spread of the seeds and see buries and forgets them. So who buries it? What animal is this? A squirrel, elephant, or toucan? It is a squirrel. Very good. Now we are going to move on to our video.
Seeds on the go. A handful of tiny seeds. Did you know they can grow and grow and grow into big tall plants? But wait a minute. Before a seed can grow, it needs a few things. A seed needs water. A seed needs heat from the sun. A seed also needs a good spot to grow. It's hard for plants to grow if they are too crowded together. So, seeds spread out. How do they get to new places? Some seeds blow. Dandelion seeds blow in the wind like parachutes. Other seeds spin. When maple tree seeds fall off a tree, they spin like the propeller of a helicopter. That carries them far away from the maple tree. Some seeds float in the water to get to new places. Did you know a coconut is one big seed? It falls from a palm tree into the ocean. Then, it floats like a boat on the water. When it gets to a new beach, it can sprout into a tree. Other seeds ride on animals. This prickly ball is called a burr. It has seeds inside and tiny hooks on the outside. The hooks grab onto an animal's fur. The burr goes wherever the animal goes. Sooner or later, the animal scratches off the burr. Now the seeds inside the burr can grow in a new place. And there are some seeds that use an explosion to travel. This is an impatiens flower. It grows its seeds inside pods. When someone or something touches the pod explodes. That sends seeds all over. All of these seeds can travel a long way. Once they get to a new home, they can start to grow.
To end our science lesson, we're just going to watch the book The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. It's one of my favorite books. So just sit back, relax, and listen to the story.
The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies too high, and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind. But the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. One seed drifts down onto the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. Finally, the wind stops, and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse does not see it. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by. The sun shines. Rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full, they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. First they send roots down into the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big, fat weed. And it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants. And that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun and springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along, and oh, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast. But its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. But what is happening? First, there are footsteps. Then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it, and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter. The nights grow cooler. And the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pod opens. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind.
And that is the end of our science lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed it.